Welcome everyone to today's episode where we delve into an absolutely fascinating topic, the Shakespeare authorship question. This intriguing debate has stirred minds for over 2 centuries, questioning whether the legendary playwright from Stratford-upon-Avon was truly the genius behind those incredible works. It has all the elements of a gripping mystery novel or even a compelling Netflix series, don't you think?
Wow, that sounds like super interesting. I had no idea it was such a long-running debate. So, what's the main argument from the skeptics who think he didn't actually write those plays?
Great question. Skeptics often point to Shakespeare's humble education and his not-so-glamorous background as reasons for doubting his ability to produce such sophisticated material. Imagine a guy with just a few years of school from a tiny town raises a few eyebrows, right? They think someone with a more polished upbringing, perhaps a nobleman, would be much better suited for the role. It would be like expecting a kid from a remote farming community to suddenly become the next Einstein.
Yeah, I get that. It's like, I remember this kid from my neighborhood. He was such a prodigy but came from a really tough background, and he ended up inventing this mind-blowing tech. But, what historical evidence do the supporters of Shakespeare point to? Like, what's their scoop?
There's quite a bit of evidence on their side. To start, Shakespeare's name appears on the title pages of many plays that were published during his lifetime. That's a pretty solid clue. Additionally, numerous contemporaries acknowledged him as the author. It's akin to when your friends rave about your cooking. If they're putting your name on it, you can bet you were the chef.
Oh, I totally get that. So if I whipped up an amazing recipe and my friends were shouting, "This is from my name!" that definitely adds credibility. But one thing that really confuses me is the absence of original manuscripts. Isn't that, like, super unusual for such a renowned playwright?
Absolutely. It seems puzzling. But consider the context of the era. Plays were primarily printed for performance purposes and not necessarily preserved as manuscripts. It was a bit different back then, right? It's like how in our digital age, you might not save every draft but focus on the polished final piece. Still, skeptics seize upon that missing evidence and suggest someone else might have been taking credit.
So, a different playwright could have been sneaking in to steal the spotlight. That's wild. But like, what about those alternative authors they mentioned, like Bacon or the Earl of Oxford? Are they credible options?
Oh, those theories are absolutely captivating. Take Francis Bacon, for example. A brilliant philosopher and writer whose intellect aligns well with the complexity of Shakespeare's works. However, critics point out he lacked the poetic flair that really breathes life into the words. Then there's Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford. He had the education and aristocratic background that would seem fitting, but, ironically, died before many works were published. Imagine that drama. Living the ideal life to create something monumental, but just running out of time.
Wow, that's almost tragic. And what about Marlowe? I think I've heard his name pop up before too. There's this theory he faked his own death, which is like super Hollywood-esque way. Wasn't he like a contemporary playwright as well?
Yes, exactly. Marlowe was a contemporary, and some theorists believe he faked his death to write under the guise of Shakespeare. Can you imagine the plot twist? However, there are significant stylistic differences between Marlowe's and Shakespeare's works, making this theory quite shaky. It's similar to piecing together clues in a suspense story. Some elements just don't line up.
Haha, I love the comparison to a mystery story. So what's the bottom line here? Why do these debates keep going on? I mean, can't we just settle on one truth?
If only it were that simple. The enigma surrounding this debate is so compelling. The romantic notion that an uneducated genius could craft masterpieces captivates our imagination. People are drawn to a good conspiracy theory. Plus, the gaps in Shakespeare's biography leave a vast landscape for speculation, like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube with a few stickers missing. You just keep fiddling around.
Haha, that's a great analogy. But no matter if it's Shakespeare himself or some mysterious figure, his works are monumental. They'd still be iconic, regardless of who penned them, right?
Absolutely. Regardless of whom we credit for those legendary plays, Shakespeare's legacy is immensely powerful. This ongoing debate enhances the allure of his works and keeps the conversation alive. It might just represent the ultimate literary cliffhanger, and we're all in it for the thrill.
Wow, I just love the layers of mystery surrounding this topic. Thanks for such an engaging chat. I'm totally intrigued now.